Sogiita Gunha is Academy City's 7th level 5, and with his recent fight in the anime, I feel like I should explain his power for those who are curious. Sogiita is the strongest gemstone, meaning he's the strongest naturally gifted Esper, so he was born with his powers and then later joined Academy City. He did not develop his powers in Academy City, and amongst the gemstones he's by far the strongest, and even amongst level 5s he is one of the strongest level 5s too. His powers have always been a mystery, because he defies the one skill rule of Espers, meaning that usually Espers have one ability, but Sogiita kind of demonstrates he has multiple abilities, or at least uses his ability in multiple ways, kind of like how Accelerator uses vector control for like wind manipulation and breaking, the ground, earthquakes. So Sogiita has been able to heal himself from being shot or having his bones broken, and he's also able to walk in the air, and he's also able to create a wall of telekinesis and destroy it, creating an explosion, which is called attack crash, or is most commonly seen as the amazing punch. Sogiita seems to defy logic half the time, which is kind of why people think his ability is very mysterious, since it's not very scientific, which is quite interesting considering he's an Esper, and among the level 5s he's probably the most dense, because level 5s are meant to have a brain equal to a supercomputer, but Sogiita doesn't seem that intelligent. He just puts his intelligence in his subconscious, I guess. Like, I don't think he's aware of the calculations he's doing, which is quite funny. I mean, Sogiita is quite a funny character, in that he's kind of like a trope shonen character, where he acts like a hero, and that's where his power basically comes from. He basically thinks he's a hero. Like obviously he's an Esper, so he has a personal reality, and if you don't know what a personal reality is, that's how Espers are able to defy the laws of physics. Each Esper has an individual, unique personal reality, in which it's basically their subconscious, where their mind comes up with this imagination or fantasy, and that fantasy is then applied into the real world, and this produces AIM, which is the Esper energy. So Sogiita's personal reality is basically that he's guts. He has lots of guts, and that he's pretty much up for any task of showing that he has guts and defeating his opponents who don't have guts. So how does this affect his personal reality? So in the Astral Buddy manga, we see that the ghost girl, I think she's called Yori Senya, that she says that his personal reality is based upon this stupid guts thing. So if he thinks he has enough guts to do whatever it takes, then that can affect his personal reality. As we see that Sogiita is actually able to copy other abilities. So he sees Junko and he remembers his fights with Misaka, and he's able to create electricity. So he's actually able to copy other Esper powers. At least that's my theory about what this is. If he believes he can do it, then he can do it. Obviously, this does have limitations. It's not like he can become a god instantly. Like, it has to abide by his own logic, so his idea of guts. And if he doesn't understand what he's dealing with, like if it's beyond his comprehension, then he can't do anything about it, as seen with his fight with Olorus, where he's unable to understand Olorus's Odin's Throne spell, and he basically just gets wrecked by it. So that's basically it. Sogiita is able to mimic other Esper abilities, so his power is determined on how strong his delusions are, and whether his opponent's attacks fit within his delusions and ideas if they're beyond his delusions, then they're pretty effective against him, like with Olorus. And if you think about it, Sogiita's power is pretty insane, considering Olorus saw his power as potentially being able to defeat him, considering that Olorus is just below Magic God level. That's crazy. So Sogiita has a lot of potential, which is interesting considering why Alistair puts him as the 7th level 5 Esper if he doesn't, considering he does have potential. But I guess it's because Sogiita is so unpredictable that Alistair would not like to have him in his plans, because Alistair likes to be in control of everything, and with someone as quirky and chaotic as Sogiita, I don't think that's the right person you want in your plan. So, hope you found this video informative. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time.